Hey guys, what is going on? This is Eric from Steal Your Apps, and you're just about to watch my interview with Rob from ReCharge. If you don't know ReCharge are an empire when it comes to subscription and recurring payments in Shopify. My key takeaway from this interview is, as a business owner, no matter if you're an app developer, an agency, or a Shopify merchant, you should always strive to have as many integrations as you can. Make sure that all the tools that you're using can work together, creating synergy, actually amplify everything you're doing within the business. All right, guys, so let's jump right into the interview. Have fun. Number one. We are here at Pursuit Amsterdam. Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric from Reconvert. I got here Rob from ReCharge. Rob, thank you so much for being here. Can you please tell us about yourself and the company in a few sentences? What exactly are you guys doing?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us on the call. So my name is Rob. I'm with ReCharge Payments, and I look after our agency partnerships. So ReCharge is Shopify Plus technology partner for recurring billing, i.e. subscriptions.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, I don't know if there's any chance you haven't heard of it, but if you need to run subscriptions in your Shopify store, ReCharge is definitely the number one place to go, the number one solution. They've been doing it for a long time, and they're partnering up with Shopify for new stuff announced last night. Maybe we can talk about it later. I just want to ask you the first question. What would you say is your number one tip for a beginner or advanced Shopify merchant?
I'd say the number one tip is really leverage what's best about Shopify, which is the partner network itself. So ensuring that you are using the best of breed tools out there, being in the recurring billing space, ESPs, taxation, but also beyond that, making sure that those partners are also working together properly. There's now a subsect, I would guess, of partnership relationships whereby, for example, ourselves, we will directly integrate with other technology partners as well, not just Shopify. So yeah, install apps, but also then look into them, find out if those apps also coordinate and collaborate, make sure they're set up for success.
Yeah, that's definitely a great tip. Moving on to the next question, what would you say is your number one tip for a beginner or someone who wants to be a Shopify partner, either app developer or an agency or an expert? What is your number one tip?
I think from a developer perspective, if you're launching an application, is be very aware of the impact of development design teams and agencies out there. And don't just focus on Shopify Plus. There's some great work being done by freelancers, very small strategic groups out there. So spend some time speaking with your merchants, find out who they're working with. It might not be who you expect. And then with those teams, really educate them, make sure they're the best-in-class support you can. I'd say huge things there are things like live chat through Slack, things like that. Give them technical support where appropriate as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. One thing that I've seen through these interviews that the most successful apps and developers usually provide excellent support to their merchants, and most of them don't just work with the enterprise level. There are over 1 million stores in Shopify. You don't have to only go for the top 1%. You can definitely adjust your product to fit as many stores on Shopify as possible. That's definitely a great way to get to a success. So thank you so much for that. Next question, what would you say is the one thing that helped ReCharge grow the most, the one thing that attributed most to your success?
A big part of what we do is our channel sales. So that's working with agencies. And it's not so much a selling process. It's more of a consultative process. So really working out with our agency partners, what is their niche? Where do they have a best fit with a merchant? And then with that, how do you collaborate best with them? Are they a hyper-technical team with back-end development resource? With that, how do you better support those? Are they a front-end team? Are they more of an optimization, email marketing team? Spending time to understand the agency, understand how they best operate, how they like to communicate, and how they like to take in content as well, and educate themselves. I'd say that's one of our biggest successes as a team.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I see many app developers that have this unique solution. They try just to throw out affiliate commission on the agency in a hope they're going to take it, but eventually agencies care most about the brand that they're managing. They care about actually having a great product that they like. They don't really care about the commission, because usually their clients isn't you, it's actually the merchant. So they care most about them. If you can give them whatever they need, they'll take it from there and apply it on their brand. So yeah, that's definitely a great point. On the other hand, what is the one thing, like the one challenge you guys had so far or still facing that you think is, blocking your growth?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think for us, a lot of it's around internationalization. And this is a challenge that Shopify themselves has faced, being a very Canadian and US centric company, also just being English facing often. And so, with that, as Shopify expands, obviously the market reach we have also expands. And so, ensuring that we are keeping up with things like language barrier, ways fulfillment happens, shipment happens, billing address, also the payment themselves. Every country has their own payment methodologies, their preferences from a cultural standpoint. And so, yeah, just making sure we have that coverage and we are up to date, and also retaining a legal status as well. Every country, again, different blocks have their own challenges around things like subscription, for example, to make sure that our merchants are always in compliance. So, yeah, a number of challenges, but predominantly around being global.
That's interesting. Every app that either has its own checkout or its own service, usually there's a lot of integration issues need to be addressed. But it seems like you guys are doing a great job with that. So, good job. All right, moving on to my final question, which is what is the one thing that you're most excited about in 2020 from the Shopify ecosystem?
I think there's a couple of things. From a Shopify standpoint themselves, very intriguing to see how their new fulfillment play pans out against Amazon. I think that's been a big war cry from the last Unite. Again, it's a huge opportunity, but also a huge challenge. Very expensive one as well. But just from more of a community standpoint, really looking at headless. It's become much more than a buzzword, I feel. The last 2 years, it was kind of a hot topic, and now we're seeing the reality of that come into play. I think particularly with the likes of Nacelle, what they're doing there with frameworks for headless developers. And just seeing how Shopify remains relevant, I suppose, in the next 5-10 years. I think today was some great talks about how they're thinking about that from a developer standpoint.
Yeah, that was great seeing actually how it works in real life, like seeing it in the field happening. I can see it, I can't really imagine a way in the next few years that Shopify becomes irrelevant, but it definitely becomes more evolved as an ecosystem. So that's definitely going to be interesting. Rob, anything final you want to say to our viewers?
I'd say thank you for listening. I'd also say if you haven't been to a Shopify event like Pursuit or Unite, it's a good opportunity to meet people from all across the merchant, agency, developer landscape. So yeah, hope to see anyone at the next event.
Awesome, Rob. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
Guys, we'll see you on the next interview. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you'll know whenever we release new interviews and videos. And see you later. Bye. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you learned a thing or two. I definitely did. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and push the notification button so you'll know whenever we go live or release new videos. We do have live webinar once a week, so you better check it out. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to list them down in the comment section below. We answer everyone. Seriously, everyone. And if you haven't already, make sure to join our Facebook group with over 1,500 merchants sharing tips and tricks about Shopify and business in general. We're gonna list it in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.